Good morning, Destiny. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It's just reset. We're halfway through Iron Banner, and I'm here to tell you a bunch of ways to keep your Iron Banner loot in check and basically help you get through the next, how many days we've got left? 1, 2, 3, 4-ish days of Iron Banana and get you the best loot possible. I mean, it's RNG, right? Unfortunately, I do not have a tool that works with RNG, but I do have a few tools, starting off with Destiny Recipes Loot Companion. This is an awesome tool, just generally when you're farming, but specifically when you are looking for stuff in Iron Banana in this instance. Sorry, Iron Banner, my bad. So it's got a farming mode. A lot of the tools have a farming mode. You turn this on and it will make sure you have space in your inventory. No stuff to your postmaster, as long as you have space for things outside of your postmaster. So not for me. And auto lock best power. This is great at the beginning of the season. It just instantly locks anything that drops at the top power for you to make sure you don't make that mistake that we've all made where you delete something you need. And then after that you have two sections. These are the weapons that have just dropped, and these are the latest armor pieces. You can mark them as treated, which basically means I'm done with this. I think you can also do that against an individual piece of ammo. No, you can't anymore. You used to be able to, I think. And it shows you them in context of the other stuff you have. So this this weapon here dropped a little while ago. I can have a look. I can see what else I've got. I can see the perks in terms of PvP, PvE, or just generally great. I can move it around. I can see the perk pool for the weapon, and I can see the perks I've got on the weapon drops that I currently have, and I can compare and go, oh, I'm going to keep it or not, equip it, store it, send it to my vault or not. And then when I'm done with all the weapons that are in here, I mean, I've let these build up, obviously, just for this video, you understand. You go mark as treated, and it will wipe them all out, and it'll just show you the new stuff that has dropped since. You've also got a few little items and a search option here in terms of those ratings. I'm going to be doing a video soon about god rolls and what is a god roll, which will be quite useful. But you can see what Destiny Recipes thinks is a good roll in terms of the percentages, like we talked about in previous videos. So that's a great tool to have running in a separate tab or separate screen. But there are other options, and there are things you can do. Maybe you don't want to be quite so active in terms of how you look after what's going on, in which case dim, your classic dim, as well as having on the right hand side here a little item feed that will show you all of your drops, and then you can tag them very quickly, which is nice. You can't tag in Destiny Recipes at the moment, and it'll get rid of them if they're tagged. However, all the ones you haven't tagged are in this big long list, and for people like me, I just can't cope with that. I mean, it goes forever. Like, it literally goes forever. And until you tag everything, it's always going to go forever. And you have to turn on high tagged. So, it doesn't necessarily work for me, but I'll tell you what does work for me, and that is this particular search. So it's two components: source, Iron Banner, season current. These are all my drops for the season. And if you're just kind of trying to keep track of what's happening, you can also add is new. And that basically means you haven't clicked on it, you haven't had a look. So I have had a look at all my weapons. But if I just go to is new on its own, that will show you what that looks like. This is something I've not paid attention to. So is this. So let's use this. I click on it. It's no longer is new. I look at it. I realise it's junk. I mark it as junk. I'll come back to deal with it later. Dealing with it later being one of my big problems. So that's a nice little search you can use to see all your Iron Banner stuff that you haven't looked at yet, or just all your Iron Banner stuff full stop if you want. Lose season current, lose is new. And the third thing I'd like to show you is D2 Gunsmith, which we haven't talked about yet. D2 Gunsmith, you can filter here. You can go down to Iron Banana, Iron Banner, click on it, and then apply those exotics. For some reason, I can't actually see them on that screen. Just let me make this bigger. Oh, it's right at the top. My bad. And then this shows you only those weapons. You can have a look at the ones that you're interested in. So here I'm looking at Frontier's Cry, the new hand cannon. This is all I'm thinking about targeting. And by targeting, I mean just playing far too much Iron Banner until it eventually drops. Or something like it drops, but it will show me what's going on. And let's say I get this drop, and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty good range on that. I mean, it's going to be hard to hit with that stability, but it'll work for me. And you can basically play around and look at the different weapons. You can also add them to your wish list, and we will be doing a video about adding to wish lists later. So those are 3 tools that could be really, really useful. We have the Loot Companion from Destiny Recipes that basically shows you what's dropping and allows you to quickly compare to your current rolls. We have Dim with its item feed, is new, and filters that allow you to see weapons from a certain source. And we have D2 Gunsmith, which will allow you to filter all the weapons and then look for potential rolls. So basically moving through from tools to watch actively, tools to look at what you've got generally, and finally tools to look for things that you would like in the future. There is also Light GG. I haven't covered Light GG yet. It is the go-to tool that lots of people use. It's probably Dim's biggest competitor. We will be talking about that specifically in one of the next videos about what God rolls are, but obviously they also have a quite loud but quite useful feature in terms of what you've recently dropped. So when you are in the roll appraiser, you have a little feed on the left hand side that will beep whenever something turns up. It's taking a little while to fetch my profile. There it is. So you've got a stream and you can clear the stream. So I would actually rank this over the Dim's stream, but my favorite has to be Destiny Recipes Loot Companion. Hopefully you found that useful. Hopefully you found some useful rolls. Hopefully you're having a good Iron Banner weekend, and hopefully you've just thought, yeah, this is worth doing. You know, I'd like to hear more of this. This is useful. So you've liked it, and you've clicked on a little thing at the bottom because you're the kind of person who wants to support this kind of activity, and hopefully that's you. If it's not you, well, you're dead to me. I'm just kidding. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.